Alright, let's see if this is working today. My talk to spirit. Let me see if this is working. Okay, so that is not connecting. Alright, let's see if that is working tonight. I think the Facebook's not working. Anyway, I'm saying working, not working. Okay, I can hear me meeting it is working. Okay, so that is connected. As you know, every Monday, I always want to make sure that everything is working perfectly. So I think it's working on Facebook, and the chat system is not working on Twitch and on Dailymotion. Anyway, I'll fix that another day. But I think we're all together right now. The chat system is connected. Oh my God, it's great. It seems that it's going to be an amazing show tonight. I hope so. All right. Anyway, it's work. It's not working. I talk a lot, but as you know, I do everything in this house. The talking, the cuisine, I cook. Hi, Kristen. I can see that you are connected. So the show is on. So I'm going to put Instagram. I'm going to click on the Instagram so you can be on Instagram with me as well. Let me click that button because the more the merrier. All right. So I see. Okay. It is connected there as well. I'm a little bit slow tonight because I have a new system, as usual. I'm a little bit of a psychical medium, a little bit of a tech guy. I think I'm a better psychic and a medium than a tech guy, as you know. Anyway, this is Monday. It's this show, Talk to Spirits. I have been doing it for a long time. Not a very long time, about 10 weeks. My name is Raphael. I am the world's medium. And every Monday at this time, 8 o'clock LA time, you can ask your question. You can actually reconnect with people that have crossed over, that are in the other dimension. So this is what we do. I'm trying to wave at someone on Instagram, but it's not working. Anyway, never mind. It's your question. You are here already on YouTube. So basically on Monday, what happens, you can type in the name of a person that crossed over, that is in the other side. And I try to connect with them and see if I'm getting some image from them. And I try to, reconnect you with them. Why am I a medium? Because actually, I don't know. But when I was a child, I already felt connected to different spirits. And it kind of started when I was a child. I would be in my room when I grew up and I would see kind of shapes on the wallpaper in the middle of the night. And there were some kind of spirits that wanted to talk with me. It was scaring me. But years after years, things have become a little easier. I would say hola to Zalo, who are connected to Instagram, and actually, this person is in there. And basically, through the years, there were more and more things happening, more encounter with different spirits, until I turned 24. It was my birthday. I went to my parents' beach house in France. So I often say that story because that's really where it started. Because you know what? A lot of people ask me, how did it started? How did you know? I wanted to say hi to Renika on YouTube. So how did I know? I mean, actually, I didn't really know. It's more like they knew more than I did. So when I was 24, I saw this ghost in the staircase of my parents' beach house in north of France. And it was really scary. It was green. It had a weird hat, and it looked like it had been drowning in water. So it looked like like a person that was green, depressed, that got out of the water, that was a bit rotten. It was really weird and scary and very, very cold as well. This is a feeling I had when I came face to face with it. It was very cold. Even talking about it now, it still scares me, even if it's a little bit of time later. I want to say hi to Horse Mom. Welcome on YouTube. And so basically it felt a little bit strange. And then the other thing as well is that this staircase in this beach house in France, in Le Touquet, people would always fall down in that staircase, like the baby, the aunt, the dog. There isn't one person that didn't fall in the staircase but me. But I didn't fall in the staircase, but I met this ghost who was very angry at me. And so the story is that at first I didn't know what it was. I thought it was my ancestor that was angry, that was appearing. I didn't know who that person was until I realized that this person was not my ancestor, but instead that person was actually the original owner of the house. My family had a bank, and this person could not pay the monthly bill, or I forgot, the mortgage, yes. And then the house got repossessed, and so he was very, very upset. And it actually, the house became possessed by him because he lost the house, and he was hunting the house. And I have the same name as this ancestor, Raphael, who was the banker and who took the house from him. So for some reason, that ghost wanted to make me pay for it and was very, very upset at me. And it took me like forever to understand how to fix that problem. And every time I would be in the house, I would feel really bad and very not feeling great. I knew it was there, and it was really, really strange. And also what happened is that just like him, he lost the house. And me in my life, I moved in so many places, so many countries, so many apartments, houses, hotels, all around the world. And I would never feel home. You know, I could be in the very luxurious hotel in Qatar, or a small apartment in Ibiza in winter. Nowhere would ever feel home to me. You know, I always had that problem. Until I finally realized that this ghost needed some healing. It needed to be talked to. So I talked to him and I said, listen, I mean, I can't, I can't, what happened. My family took the house from you, but now you can go in the light and leave me alone. That would be nice. And then I feel at this time, things starting to get better for me and for him, because he could finally get released. But this is a story. And I would say that this story marks the first moment where I knew, I didn't feel like I'm a medium or I'm this or on that. But I realized this is not necessarily an experience that everyone faces. You know, we all see spirits, maybe in the dreams, or sometimes we see, you know, we lose someone and then we feel that they're around. But coming face to face with a ghost that was very angry, cold and weird, you know, I knew this was a little bit fucked up, I have to say. You know, I didn't really enjoy that moment, and I thought this is a bit strange. Why is this happening? And I didn't enjoy when I saw that ghost. It was not fun at all. And then let me tell you as well, my understanding of like the afterlife and what happens, where we come from, where we're going. And I'm going to tell you why I have this explanation and this belief. When I was 20, so that was actually before that, I was coming back from work. I used to work as an I was going to say entertainment, as a recruitment consultant. I found one of the first job I got. I was like recruiting people for this friend of mine who had a recruitment agency. So I would see a lot of people and recruit for them. And but at night I would go to clubs every night. So it was very difficult. I was very tired. And one day I went back to my apartment. I lived in Paris back then. And then a friend of mine said, I'm going to do some Reiki for you or something, so you will feel better because you're so tired and you never sleep. And so I really, nightclub at night, work in the day was not a good thing. And I was really exhausted. And actually, I was 21. I was not 20. So he came to my place, and we hold each other's hands, and then we closed our eyes, and we felt that we were, you know, ascending, going really higher and higher in another dimension. And I really didn't think this was going to happen. I thought it was just we're going to meditate or whatever. You know, I was really not. I didn't know a lot about all that back then. And then we ended up in this big cone, you know, on top of the universe. And in this cone, there were a little piece of light. And I say that story every week because I think it's important. People, I think it's a way to reassure as well people, you know, of what happens between two lives. And it's important to hear it again and again and again, because to me, this is so real what I'm telling you now. So we went in this cone, a cone that was like really large, really very high, you know, very with a really long height, you know, like thousands of miles, and then it would be like that as well, very, very wide as well. And in this cone, there were a little piece of light, so, you know, they looked a bit like crystals. So I just show you a crystal now, just for fun. But it was not a crystal like that. It was more like a crystal like this one, you know, but much bigger, and it wasn't lighted, you know. And so there were all these crystals surrounding us and going around us. Imagine like you're in this big cone. It's very beautiful. Basically it's dark because you're in space, but then you've got all these lights going around you, and these lights are talking to each other, communicating. Everyone's very happy. And I realized that every piece of light was actually a person. And why did we go there? I don't know how we managed, how that happened, but this was one of my, not my oldest memory, but it's great I could see that when I was 21, because now I'm not scared about dying. I don't really, tell you frankly, I'm absolutely not scared about dying. You know, I'm scared of being sick, you know, because being a human being and being sick is another story, because it's not a nice experience to be sick when you're a human. But dying to me is just a transition, and all these pieces of light were just people that have lived once on Earth, but that are in there, or if they're alive right now, they have this piece of light that always remains in the cone. So what I understand as well, and I understand that a little later actually in life, whether you are dead or alive, you keep a piece of light in there That's why when you're here, you have that piece of light in there, it stay there. When you die, you go in there, I don't know, I guess you join that piece of light, and then when you're incarnated again, you go down and the piece of light stay in there. There's always this root staying there. But then what is a ghost? A ghost is like a spirit of a person that lived on earth that could not go back there. That's how I see it. Ghosts sometimes are people like this person that was the owner of the house in France, you know, maybe he drowned. I do understand. I do feel that he drowned somewhere. I feel that he died in water. And so he got stuck. He didn't want to leave the house. He didn't want to let go of it. And so he stayed. He would not leave. So that's kind of what happened in that situation. Or people who commit suicide sometimes, you know, sometimes they can go, sometimes they get stuck. So you need to liberate them because you're not supposed to be stuck in between two dimensions. It doesn't feel good. It's not right. It's just not a good thing. So anyway, that's how I understood. That's how it started. And then, you know, year after year, new things happened in my life. I also became more and more psychic and more aware of supernatural elements and things happening around me. And then what happened when I moved to LA in 2011, what happened, I moved into a house that was haunted, and there was actually a very bad ghost in there. And so I went to see a psychic totally by accident. And the psychic said to me, okay, now this is a sign for you. If you want to fix that ghost problem, you have to start using your gift and, you know, and start to work with that, which I did. And then that's how I became the world medium. That's how I'm here tonight. And I started to talk more and more to different spirits. And I want to tell you another story as well that was really fascinating. And I know I talk a lot, but, you know, we are here to talk about spirits. So I'm going to tell you another story that I haven't said yet, and I'm actually really excited to tell you that story because I forgot that I didn't talk about it, but it was a very, very big moment in my life, and I really want to say it because that's really when I started to really do medium reading for people. I had a manager in LA, and she said, I want to take you to see this friend of mine called Audrey, and she's very big in TV and medias, and, you know, so it's going to be very great for you to come with me and to meet her. And so I went with her. She took me in her car. We drove, I don't know where, but like far away from West Hollywood. We went to a beautiful house, and this Audrey was having her birthday party. And the idea was for me to bring my tarot cards with me and maybe do some readings for people and connect. I was kind of beginning to become more present in the psychic scene. I was kind of starting and stuff. She said, yeah, bring your cards. I'm going to introduce you to some people in the radio, in the TV, and then you can show your skill. I want to say hi to Isabella. I think Isabella, you sent me a message earlier on, and I think you are in Australia, but I'm not sure. If you are, I love your country. I'd love to see it. And I'd love to see the kangaroos. So welcome, Isabella. Welcome, Justine, as well. It's great to see you again. So I was telling you this story when I was invited to this birthday party of this Audrey person. I bought my tarot card. My manager took me there. And then basically I was sitting in this library room, little room there with my cards. And then, of course, the first person I was going to read the cards for was this Audrey person. So she came to the room and I started to pick cards for her. And I really felt like someone just had died, someone just had died. I said, I don't know, I don't understand. I feel somebody just died and I want to say something. And it was strange because it was a birthday party, you know. So yes, Isabella, I can see you here. Great. I like the little red heart. And so basically I was at this party and it was a birthday party. And I was like, why is there a dead person? Somebody that just died. And, it was very strange. As I was doing the reading for this Audrey, the birthday girl, and then somebody said, Audrey, come in the garden. We want to say something in the mic or the birthday cake or whatever. So I said, okay, I have to go in the garden. So I went with her. And then Audrey took the mic and said, I thought I was going to cancel this birthday party because my dad just passed away 2 days ago. And I was like, there it is. That was the person that wanted to communicate. And then I felt really strange in that moment. I felt, he basically wanted to talk to her. That's kind of what was happening. And so she went back in the room after that. It was a very emotional birthday party as well, because usually you don't go to a party talking about someone who just died or, some people were crying. There was someone playing the guitar. It was a bit of like a movie kind of birthday party thing, and in LA as well, where there's a lot of actors in the party. And so everything to me felt like in a movie. So Audrey came back in the room and I said, okay, now I understand your dad died. That's why I felt someone died. And then it really felt like the ceiling kind of completely changed color. It felt like it was gold. And I really felt like it was a very, very positive feeling from her dad. It was a very, very, very positive thing. It really felt like a pool of gold, on the ceiling. And he was actually very religious. And it's a person that used to really like to pray a lot and go to church. And you know, I'm not personally religious, but sometimes there's some sides of the church that can be really, I don't know, there's a lot of beauty about church, cathedral, you know, there's a lot of gold in Italy painted. So there's something really beautiful about some churches. And that's what I felt associated to him. And then I really was able to pass the message to her that he really wanted to connect with her every time she goes to church, and that he was there and that he was here for her. And so that whole evening, I really shared the emotions of everyone at this party and the emotions of Audrey as well. And also it was a very positive awakening, you know, for me, and like understanding that I was going to do more readings for people and be also a medium, not just like not just do tarot, but also really use this skill communicating with people and passing messages. And so there was something very beautiful about it. And there's been a lot of other moments like that in my life where it really felt like there's a true beauty in it. And I'm in the middle, I'm sharing energy with the people asking me to connect with people crossed over. So I think it's a very important thing to be able to do that. And also, you know, as you all know, when you will lose someone, you know, sometimes it's very sudden. Someone dies in an accident, you never see them again, and sometimes you wanted to tell them something or you're not sure. So it's good to be able to get a little more information about what is going on. So what we do on Monday, basically, of course, you could tell me about experiences you had, you know, if you had experiences with ghosts or the haunted house, or if you lost someone, or if there's something you don't understand, we can talk about it. This is a space for us to discuss, to talk about it. You can type any kind of message on YouTube, and, you know, but once again, the emphasis, the focus tonight is like crossing over, afterlife, you know, people, you want to know if you've seen some signs, you want to know if it's real, or if you saw right. You know, sometimes like a person that crossed over, you can feel like there's a smoke or there's a smell or there's something associated to them. So you want to know if you dreamt or if it's real or if it's really that person. And so basically as a medium is like, you know, being in between two worlds. I can try to see how I can connect you and see, you know, what I feel. So if you want, you can start already to put the name of a person you would like to reconnect with. I just need a name of a person. That's all I need. I don't need a photo. I don't need match or date of birth or whatever. It doesn't really matter. But any of you right here on YouTube or on Instagram, if you want to type the name of a person you would like to reconnect with. I want to remind you as well that this is a little bit experimental because it's on YouTube and it's on Instagram. So, you know, there's a lot of people watching. So it's a bit of a different kind of situation, as in when I do a private one-to-one with a client, you know, it's a little more private and I get a little deeper. So, you know, sometimes I'm very right on the YouTube shows. Sometimes it's a little more challenging. So I want you to be patient with me. And there's no guarantee that the connection is going to be established. But yes, so if anyone wants to write a name right now on Instagram, on YouTube, I remind you, my name is Raphael. I'm the world's medium. I'm a medium. I connect with people from the other side, from the afterlife. And then what we do today is trying to connect with people and see what they want to say. So I have a message that just appeared on Instagram, Kristen, just a bit before you on YouTube. So I'm going to reply to Steve first because it's on Instagram. So Steve says, my dad passed away a few months ago. Does he have anything to say to me? So let me see. Steve, can you just write the name of your dad? Just the name, not last name, just the name. So for me, it's like a hook, if I may say. It's easier for me to just know who I'm talking to. All right, I'm just waiting for a second. Yes, if you can tell me, Steve, just your dad's name, so I can just write on my little notebook. I start writing things, and I just need a name. Until you write the name down, I think Kristen had the question. Oh no, you're here, David. Okay, so let me see. So I'm going to write his name right here on the table. Okay, so first of all, around him, you know, so I have images that come to my mind. That's usually how it goes. I see a little boat, you know, that's appearing, like a little boat, maybe where you go fishing, you know, small boat. I see a little boat. I forgot how it's called in English. It's a little boat, but anyway, a little boat where you go, you know, like on the lake or like a little bit. So that's the first thing I'm getting from him. It could be fishing. It could be a little house by the water. There was a movie actually with Jane Fonda, you know, where she connects with her dad or something. And I think they are in a place by a lake or something. There's something about it. There's a similarity that I'm feeling somehow about your dad, Steve, about this movie. I forgot how it's called, but it's a movie where she played with her dad and something about it. I see a connection with that. Yeah, the water, the going with a little boat, I can see the lake, There's a little house as well, I feel, in there. I see something, a little wooden house. So maybe it's a place where you used to go. That was, a place that maybe you liked. But I see something around there. I don't know if you go to that place, Steve, but I feel there's a place where that speaks to him, that he likes, that he has some good memories in there. I'm sensing that around him, okay? That's kind of what he wants to tell you. He liked what he did there. It was nice. It was a place of retreat, I'm feeling. But what he wants to say to you, I think... there's a place where you go, David, I feel, where you can, you can relax. You can really, it can be a place of retreat. You're a bit lonely. Maybe you need a bit of loneliness. You need to be in a place at the moment where you can just isolate yourself from the world and kind of think, think about your life, think about yourself. I feel that's what he's telling you. If you need to take a break from everything and from everyone, that would be a good time for you to take it. To go a bit on the side, to just take a break from everything, be alone with yourself, and be able to, to think, and to find yourself again, to find you, to reconnect with yourself on your own, without the people around. And it's a moment for you. That's what you need. Some time with your own self. Be a bit on the side. That's the message I'm getting from him. A place that's very peaceful, I feel, where you can have peace, a sense of peace, and that where nobody's annoying you, because I see people are annoying you as well. Like, it's a bit of stress around you at the moment. You need to be alone with yourself, to relax. That will fix your problems. That will fix you. That's what I'm sensing as a message from your dad, David, that passed away. And I feel that was his way as well, to sometimes reconnect with himself, to feel like a sense of peace. He would do that. I feel he would go to this place, and reconnect and find the peace again. So I feel you need to do that at the moment. You need to be with yourself. He supports you in that. If you were thinking of that as well, if you were thinking of going away, for a while or taking a break, he supports you in that. It is a good idea. If you wanted to leave things behind, leave them behind. It is a good idea to leave them behind at the moment. You need that. You need that break. You need to be alone. You need to be away from all that mess. That's what I'm hearing, and it's okay to want to be lonely, to want to be a bit alone and without all this rubbish around. And I feel a sense of peace with him. He's very much at peace. There's a sense of being really, I don't know, I don't see any anxiety. If you felt like maybe he wasn't anxious or around his death, or he's in a good place, it's very stable, very, how can I explain it? His soul is very peaceful. Actually, I rarely see that, because a lot of spirits I'm getting, they're very excited and, and tell me this and that, and there's all kind of spirits. But with him, what I'm feeling is a sense of real peace. He's in a place where he feels totally at peace, in a good, is relaxed. I really see this a spirit that is resting. He needed a lot of rest, by the way. That's what I'm sensing. Steve, David, he needed to rest. Obviously, he passed away, but he needed, his spirit needed to just, rest. He needed the rest. I do believe very much in reincarnation, but right now he needed to just relax, to be away. I see noise as well, to be away from the noise. So he's in a good place. And if you need to be on the side, take a break. He does encourage you, do take a break. It's okay if you're on your own for a while. You need that. This is a message for him, I think, to be away from everything, no noise, be away from the city. This is a message he would tell you, take a break, it's like, take a break, go away, relax, I hope I was able to bring you a little bit of guidance, from him, from your dad, and that you were able to reconnect a little bit with him through me. But I see a lot of peace around, and he wants you to have peace as well, to be very peaceful, to find that sense of stability, peacefulness, and relax, very much about that. So now let me see a little bit what's happening. Kristen asked a question. Let me have a little bit of water, because I'm the only one talking. And in the near future, by the way, people will be able to call in again. I had a video system before where people would call on Zoom, but we got hacked 100 times. There's crazy people playing terrible music video and disgusting sounds. So I decided to remove this interaction with the video, but I will put something back with the sound where I'm a little more familiar with monitoring that now. So, and it will be fun because you will be able to talk to me, and then there will be a little more interaction. So I have a little bit of water. And then Kristen now is asking on YouTube. I wanted to remind my Instagram friends, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's very simple. The link is in my bio here. You just click here. You can join on YouTube. It's the best. It works great. Instagram is fun, but YouTube is even better. It's really cool, and I do shows twice a week. So now Kristen is asking, I am asking a question on behalf of my friend Sue. Yes, so she's asking about her friend Christine. She would like to ask Christine, is the land going to sell this spring or summer? That's interesting. So I just want to tell you something. I don't necessarily ask, so basically Sue wants to ask Christine who crossed over. So I just want to tell you something, in this show, usually what we do is I usually connect with spirits, so you get a sense of, reconnecting with people and feeling a sense of peace. You don't necessarily ask specific spirits a question about a special thing, so some people do that. I don't necessarily do it. Sometimes spirits want to guide you and tell you things, but I don't push the spirit to tell them, should this person sell or buy that thing? It doesn't really work that way. This Christine friend will maybe want to say something, but maybe she doesn't want to say if Sue needs to buy or sell the land going to sell the spring or summer. So that I can guarantee that the spirit will predict the future for you, for your friend Sue. I want to say that. What I can guarantee that if Christine has something to say to Sue, she will come up with and she will say something. When I'm feeling already from Christine is nothing about the land. I see a fun spirit. That's really what I'm sensing, So this Christine person, I see a lot of fun around her. And I see she's more kind of, I don't feel that it's a person that is very much about selling, buying. I think it's a person that used to really like, entertainment and fun. And she wants to have fun. And I see this a really fun, a little bit crazy spirit, So I think she's about partying, birthday. She's like spring party, I see that she's very much encouraging Sue to have a party, to have a big party. So in connection with the question that she's asking, I think Christine would suggest maybe Sue to do an event or a party or something where people eat, little canapes and drinks, and to maybe facilitate the sale of her estate or her land. This is what I feel Christine is encouraging, because Christine was all about the party. I feel the fun, celebration. Let's celebrate. Let's be all together. Let's put some music. I see this record player, so it's kind of like a little bit record player from the 80s or something, but I see it's all about fun, have fun, you have to have fun. It's very much her message, do a party, do a celebration, birthday party. So the message is very much about that. So I don't know if it's in connection 100% to the question that she's asking about this land, okay? But this Christine is definitely encouraging you, Sue, to do a party. So, by the way, I wanted to say, Kristen is asking a question on the behalf of Sue, who subscribed to my YouTube already, and she will watch the show tomorrow, because as you know, this show after that is on YouTube. You can watch it again. So if you missed a part, if you had to go to bed, or if the phone was ringing, or if the favorite show is on TV, you can still watch that tomorrow and get your questions. So that's what Kristen is doing right now for her friend, asking a friend for Christine. So anyway, what I feel from Christine is more, the feeling I'm getting, she wants this party thing. She really wants Sue to do a party, to celebrate, I see a lot of flowers, earrings. I see it's all, I really see this kind of party thing, around her. So this is the message she says to Sue anyway, selling or not. She wants her to have a good party, to have a good event, to laugh, to invite her best friends. This is the feeling I'm getting about what Christine says to Sue. Celebrate, it's very much about that. So I hope you, Sue, when you will watch the show tomorrow, I hope this is going to bring you a little bit of guidance. And then I'm going to move to the same question. So Isabel from Australia is writing the name Lorraine. So I guess Lorraine is a person you would like to connect with, I would imagine so, because it's written type a name here. So I guess Lorraine is the person you wants to connect with. So let me see for you from Australia. I'm so excited. There are people from all around the world. So it puts my psychic name, the world's medium. It's really, it matches perfectly what I do, worldwide mediumship. So let me see a little bit what I feel from Lorraine, Isabella. So let me see what I feel on paper with her. So I feel with this person, Lorraine, it was very much like a genuine person, but just that genuine. I'm really sensing a sense of sophistication, but natural sophistication, not someone who's trying to have an attitude or whatever. I see this very, some people are really special, the way they behave, what they know, what they learned. They're almost like people on a higher level. They behave well, they're well educated, they have the right attitude, they're really well brought up. That's what I'm feeling from this Lorraine person. A very, like, for a man it's gentleman, for a woman it would be a lady. I see a sense of somebody acting like a lady, but like the real like lady in England, someone who really has the right manners, who knows how, like a noble, in the noble sense of, sense of it, like the nobles sometimes have certain, like in France, nobility sometimes has certain codes on how to behave, and they behave very well with other nobles, but also with people from another level, or from with, farmers, or so, they're very good with people. They really know that. I feel Lorraine, there was something like that to her, like a very beautifully behaved person, if that speaks to you. So I'm really feeling that the voice as well, speaking well spoken, but not snobbish, because that's another story, being snobbish. Not snobbish at all, but just really well, balanced, with a nice voice, everything very balanced, very nice, almost behaving like a lady, basically, like a lady, like Lady Lorraine. I'm really feeling that from her. It's a very, very nice, educated, like the aesthetic things, beautiful things in life. Calm. I see a sense of calm around her. Being quite a calm person, very understanding of others, well behaved. That has a face in the human being as well. I'm seeing that from Lorraine. Let me see more directly to you. I think that's why you miss her as well somehow, because she had that, they're very rare, actually, people like that, who can behave properly, who are just a pleasure to be with. People sometimes play a game, but she wasn't. She was really real. I'm sensing that around her. I think the message from her to you is very much about look for people like her around you, whatever she represented, how she was, some spirits, some people were really a lot of fun in our lives. Some people taught us something. What she taught you is that finding the best in people, the best people, the nectar in people, the nectar of society is very much about that. So surround yourself with people like her. Keep your values, your ethics. That's what I'm sensing from her. It's very much a message of that. If there's one person that doesn't have that, do not spend too much time with them. And also there's a sense of keeping a small circle. Don't let any kind of person entering your circle. Stay true to yourself. Stay true to this quality of people that have value. So if you're planning to move somewhere, because I don't know, you might be moving or something, just be careful. The environment you will be part of. Just be a little bit careful with the people. Make sure that they have the same values as you, that they share the way of behaving, of a certain way. You need to keep that. You must never change that, and you must look for that in this group of people around you. And what she wants to tell you, I think she wants to tell you, very special, because you were close to her, and the reason why you were close to her is because you were alike. There's a sense of being alike, having the same values. So she sees that in you, and be conscious about your own value. It is very much about that, who you are, the value you are, how you behave, and how a good person you are. That's what I'm feeling from her. If you want to ask a question in particular, you can write it down as well, Lorraine. Isabella. If you want to ask something to Lorraine, you can type it in on YouTube, and then I will be. I feel a connection. I don't feel a connection that is very intense, but I'm feeling her behind. I'm feeling her essence, if I can say. She doesn't have a lot to say, because I feel it's a person also that would not always. Again, like people that are well behaved, they don't talk too much. Like me, I keep talking, but like they don't talk too much. They take the time. They just speak when it's to say something important. So she's not the most talkative person. So, but I'm feeling her vibe, and it's a very kind of elegant, deep well-behaved, well-educated, mindful about other people. And yes, so that's what she's saying to me. I hope I was able to reconnect you a little bit with the spirit of your friend, or I don't know if it's a friend, or I feel like it's a friend, or maybe a parent, yeah, a friend or a parent, but someone anyway that you are very alike to this person, I feel. Huh? Okay, so then we have, let me have a little bit of water because I took a lot to refresh my throat. So let me see. There's Osman who's asking, horse mom, not Osman. He's asking my mother, Anna Hildegard. So let me see Anna Hildegard when I'm filling. Let me, oh, something's going on with the phone. Okay, I'm putting a bit of light in there. Hannah Hildegard, okay. Okay, so with this person, Hannah Hildegard, I feel something a little bit strict around her, you know. The sense of strict, I feel that, I don't know if it's the sense of the army, or maybe she was in a place where a boarding school, or, you know, when you go to, I think it's called boarding school, a place where, you know, you go there at school in the day and then you sleep there at night. So I feel like everything was very strict around her. She suffered a bit from that, you know, from this strictness and how everything always had to be a certain way, and it was very strict. She couldn't be really. I feel she didn't really have fun where she was, you know, when she was raised. You know, it was not a lot of fun. It was a bit difficult. So she was always, everything has to be in order in the drawer, on the table. Things have to be in order, a bit like a soldier. You know, I see this sense of war soldier. A nurse in the war, or, you know, in boarding school. They could be also a nun, you know, but like in a very strict way. So it is someone that could not always really be the way she wanted. There were a lot of rules, you know, lots of rules around her. So that sometimes did not make her very easy to deal with. She would not express her feelings too much because she was taught to be that way, just like in the army, you know. In the army, if you're not happy, you don't start saying, oh, not happy, I'm crying. You know, this doesn't really go well. You can't just say, oh my God, I just broke a nail. At the army, I don't really think they really care that much about your nails. You know, it's very much about following a certain structure, you know. So I'm seeing that very much about her. So if she was hard sometimes, you know, she was hard with you sometimes, it's only because of that, because she was taught to be that way, and that everything has to be done a certain way. Order was very important for her. Everything has to be orderly, at the right time, the right quantity. Everything was very much that way. So sometimes it was a bit difficult, because if it's your mom, sometimes you expect your mom to be you know, a little more like, you know, if you break your nail, you hope that your child, you hope your mom's gonna be, oh, my little baby, you know, it's gonna be okay. I feel with her sometimes she could have been a little bit cold in that sense. So, but she wants to explain now that even if sometimes she was a little bit that way, it's because of how she was raised, and that people were very hard on her. That's what I'm sensing. So that's how she replicated that a little bit sometimes. But at the same time, but she was, how can I explain it? I felt that even though she was a bit hard, there's something very genuine about her as well. Very genuine, very straightforward. You know, if it's black, it's black. It's yellow, red is red. At least they don't tell you it's fuchsia when it was red or black or green. At least what you see is what you get. If it's 2 cookies, it's 2 cookies, not 3.5. You know, if they said don't open the door, you don't open the door. So at least what you see is what you get. I think the message to you as well is to even, you know, maybe be a little bit milder than how she was, but you know, it pays off to be the way she was, you know, at the end of the day, because, you know, structure is something that did help her, and that can, you know, that can definitely, you know, order can help you sometimes in life still to put things orderly. Without order, you couldn't build a building, you couldn't learn a language, you couldn't cook apple pie. You need to be a little bit structured. So she learned that. She was a little bit tough sometimes. She almost apologizes for it, because it's not always easy, you know, to get in your face, you know, what you need to hear. So she's like, I'm a little bit sorry. I was a little bit like in your face sometimes. I'm just telling you things like, you know, do this, do that. This is how it is, black, white, red. But maybe even a little bit like I could see a little bit slapping, you know. I don't see her super gentle, but it's only because she was raised that way, and her point was for everything to be in order, for everything to work out, and everything to function properly. So that's what explains, it almost feels like she was a operation manager, in how she managed her life. She managed your life. She was always, it was all about that, about things that have to function properly. And it's true that some parents as well are not really, things do not function properly, and it's a mess, and then the children end up, you don't know where, and like, so some actors we know, or some celebrities, the parents were not really there for them, and then they end up completely drugged, in a I don't know, in a club, and then they mess up. Their life is completely terrible. So, it's good to find the right middle, to be in the right in the middle of everything. So yeah, she was not always easy, but at least, her system worked because everything was in order. But you apologize, she could have been a little more kinder, a little more like, a little baby, kind of like treat you a little bit like a little baby rabbit, but she wasn't that way. But it doesn't mean she didn't love you, or she really cared about you, and she really admired everything you've achieved. I feel like she really admires you as a person, and the result she got with how she was with you. That's what I'm sensing with you. Horse mom. I don't know if you have horses, by the way, because I really like horses. You can always type it below if you want. Okay, horse mom. So now we have Renika. I want to say hi to Moon Sailor, who joined us on Instagram Live. I want to remind you, my name is Raphael, the world's mediums. Every Monday at 8 o'clock LA time, we can connect with spirits. If you want to talk to someone who crossed over, who went on the other dimension, I'm trying to establish a connection with them, and you just need to type in a name, and then I can see how I can connect you with this person, and see, what vibe, what they want to say, and see if we can reestablish the connection. So let me see now on YouTube what is happening. So Renika is saying, my mother Elizabeth. So let's start with your mom. And then next week, you can ask for your grandmother Carol. But this week, let's talk one person at a time. I'm starting to have more and more message. I want to remind you that it does take a lot of energy from me. It looks very easy, but it's not that it's complicated, but what's difficult is to interpret exactly the vibe that I'm getting from the person. It's not like I have someone next to me telling me, okay, tell her that and that. It doesn't work like that. I'm getting messages, feeling, emotions from them, and then I have to make sure I translate the message properly, because the point is to really pass the message. If I don't do it properly, what's the point? There's no use for it. You need to get the real message. So I need to really connect with the essence of the person and really understand what they want to say, because once again, they don't say it to my ear. Otherwise, that would be so much easier. If they would just speak in my ear and tell her about the cake on the table and this and that, it would be very simple. But it doesn't work like that. It's a bit of a translation kind of work. That's why it takes a lot of energy. So let me see with you, Renika, your mother, Elizabeth. That's what you wrote in YouTube. So let me see, Elizabeth. Yes, it does take energy, this work of translating. It's a bit like when you go, when you're at school and you're doing an exam, and you are very concentrated and you want to make sure you put the right answer and everything goes through. It's this kind of energy that it takes. It's not the skill itself. It's more like this, it's like working your brain and translating, and it's very intense. And I've got my emotions as well, because I'm feeling the emotion of the spirit, and sometimes it makes me a bit emotional as well. It's because I'm in between you and the spirit. So let me see with Elizabeth. So with Elizabeth, what I'm feeling, I see a chandelier. I see a big chandelier. There's a lot of beauty around this person. So I see a big chandelier that I'm actually drawing right now. I want to draw it because it's important. Big chandelier, lots of lights on that chandelier. And there's something a bit fancy about this person. I see a lot of fancy things, fancy. I think she would really like a princess, this whole princess life, watching big dresses, chandelier, fancy, elegant, sophisticated, big wedding, I can see her really liking all that. Very nice fragrance, sophisticated fragrance. I see like a beautiful bottle of fragrance. It's a person I really like. Beauty, movies, movie stars, just watching it is something that inspired her very much. It was really transporting her in another world to watch that. There's these stars and the dresses, the fashion, the hair, the spray, I see all that thing around her, very much inspired by, stars, hair, spray, fragrance, dancing, and maybe she was dancing, but it could be ballroom as well. I see with her hand, very gracious, with her hand, like, hello, I'm here. So I don't know if she was inspired by that, or if she was that way, but there is all this thing. I also see this actress, what's her name again? The Breakfast at Tiffany actress, Audrey Hepburn. There's something, this kind of like really cool about her, and like really dreaming about all these images. I'm glad I'm connecting with her, because that's a kind of spirit that, for me, I almost feel like I'm dancing with her, on the ballroom. It's very much like, like dancing with a star, but like in a more sophisticated way. So I'm seeing that around her. It's a beautiful environment, very much creative, entertainment. Hello, I see with the hand, hi. I'm really seeing these things with the hands. I don't know what she was doing with the hands, but it's very much maybe dancing, as I said. It's a very uplifting, entertaining movie. I see all that world around her. I think what she wants to tell her is very much about artist, be an artist, everything that's artist, she liked it, put on a show, enjoy this, and enjoy the feeling of being a show person in life. I think she really enjoyed that, being very much like a show person and enjoying that whole thing, creative. And it's very much, her message is very much that to you, enjoy that, enjoy the movies, be that way, dress in a certain way, listen to all these beautiful music, and it is someone that truly enjoyed the creativity, art, acting, watching this beautiful actress from the 50s, Hollywood, watching, but in a very deep, in a very beautiful way, not someone just obsessed with fake things. It was very real for her, seeing all that and enjoying that and this beauty, and she was part of it. I feel she was very transported by it. And the message to you is to it's like, can you see all that beauty, in life, this beautiful beauty. And she's kind of bringing that to you now. That's what I would say. The vibe that she brings you is that, like, remember all this beauty you see everywhere. And she's in there. I feel it is possible where she is, by the way, she might be hanging out with actresses and people that she always, the stars. I see her connecting with other spirits of stars, or people in the wedding business, doing wedding dresses, or she's around there. It's like it's a whole wedding thing happening in there, so it's a lot of beauty. Yes, that's what I'm sensing. So it's a very beautiful vibe I'm getting from her, from Elizabeth. Next week, we'll talk about Carol if you want. Maybe it's going to be a bit like that. But yes, I'm feeling that very much. Okay, and then Horse Mom is saying, by the way, on YouTube, I used to breed horses and I still have a couple of guys. Did you know, by the way, that horses vibrate to an energy that is much higher than human? You can measure the energy of people with a pendulum. I just wanted to show you, by the way, because that's let me put the phone. That's a pendulum that I bought in Switzerland. It's made of wood. I really like it. And with a pendulum, you can measure the energy of anybody, of a stone, of a crystal, or your own energy, or the energy of an animal. And the horses vibrate at an energy that is of 10,000 bovis unit. Bovis is an energy measure that was created by a person in France in the 50s, I think. And I think his name was Bovis, actually. And he understood that with a pendulum, you can measure the energy of any kind of living thing or any object. So, you can just measure the energy of everything. And measuring horses, the horses vibrate at kind of 10,000 bovis units. They are really, there's a beautiful energy around horses. And human is like 8,000, but it can be more. But horses have this magic energy, and I'm sure like a lot of people will agree on that. They are magical animals, and they are very, very present in the mythology and, in the story of America and in every country. The horses have been our friends for a long time. So let me see. Then we have Justin Hull, who's saying Craig. Okay, so let me see with you, Justin. Okay, so Craig. Okay, let me write that. Craig, I'm still in the ballroom with Elizabeth and all this, with the chandelier. This was really, that definitely speaks to me. I really like all this 50s movies and big dresses, and it's always very inspiring for me. So I'm a little bit like, she's around, she's not going anywhere. I feel, you could stay. Okay, so let me see Craig. Let me see Craig for you, Justin. Okay, so let me see, because that's a complete different energy. I feel completely, this Craig energy is much stronger. I see something like a kind of a strong person. Yeah, I really feel very, very strong, tough, like someone you can rely on, someone that can carry very heavy things. I can see almost, I don't know if it was like a, how do you call that again? The people cutting the wood in the forest, but I forgot the name, but you know what I mean. People cut the wood, but someone really strong. I feel like a hard man. I feel like the talking like a very a tough person. Really strong with big arms. I can really see. Like he can carry very heavy things. You can rely on him. I see the trees around. I see big trees carrying lots of things. I see a work that is very manual, with the arm, with the hands, or maybe also bodybuilding, but carrying. I don't know if they're carrying or if they're doing bodybuilding, but they're really tough. They have big arms, big muscles, and they talk like with a lower voice. Very much like not like me. Quite a low voice, and that person is very, very strong. They would defend people. I see maybe a security guy, or like protecting others, like someone that you don't want to mess with, or police, but there's someone you don't want to mess with, that would protect you at any cost. Very strong person, a bit heavy as well. Definitely not a light Peter Pan kind of thing, more like a heavy person, a heavy I don't want to say Schwarzenegger because I think it was all steroids, but like a real tough, heavy person that, you don't want to mess with. You really don't want to mess. Okay, he was iron worker. Yes, I'm absolutely not surprised, because this guy really was not a little thingy, It was like, I think the message from him as well, what I'm feeling is like, just be strong, like be strong, and don't let anyone just tell you what to do, and like, just impress, just be there. When people annoy you or something, or they try to mess with you, just be like that security guard kind of person, just show them what you got, and don't let anyone mess with you. His message is that I feel that this person is a bit like your guardian angel as well. I feel that he's behind you. If you feel like you're in danger, that person can really help you fight. If people are fighting with you, if you're in a position of danger one day, I feel that this person, Craig, could be with you or behind you, protecting you. Bit of a guardian angel person, and they would really, they really, 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 really fight for you. I feel there's a sense of like fighting for you, fighting with you, protecting you, but also not a tough guy, so I don't know, maybe he was not always very very gentle, I would say, because this is not a gentle person, but it's all about protecting, saving, fighting if somebody's puts the people he loves in danger. And the message to you is that, is like, no matter how hard, or not always very gentle, but it's his heart was of a gold, like he had a very good heart, a very whatever he did was always to protect everyone, and at all costs, no matter what it no matter what it no matter what it costs, but protecting everyone at all costs, always being there for you and protecting. Yeah, I see like a big shield, that how he is, and he's still to you now. I feel it's a person that is like a shield for you. So when people are messing up with you, I feel that his spirit is close to you, and he's a bit of a guide for you somehow, where he is. So yeah, it's a message of strength, be strong as well. Do not let anything put you down, and remember, no matter what happens, there's always a resource, and if there's no resource to fight, he's behind you, and he's bringing his own guidance to you. I feel that he's around, he's protecting you. Yeah, there's a sense of protection. So this is what I'm sensing. So I hope I was able to bring you a little bit of clarity, a little bit of clarity, guidance from him. But I see this somebody protecting you. All right, so then Renika is saying, let's see, thank you. I get the artist and beauty stuff. I'm not sure on the celebrities or princesses, as she was a bit of a tomboy, this person I was talking about, your mother, Elizabeth. But my sister's wedding is next fortnight. Interesting. That's interesting. So yes, I feel that That's funny because really what I'm sensing is, because you ask as well, I have a question for you, Renika. I did feel this whole like dreaming about, wedding dress and dancing. Could it be your grandmother that came across, Carol? That this speak because maybe it's possible that I could get mixed up between two people, but I really see this environment. I really see that the person I was in touch with is very much about really enjoyed all that, maybe wearing the dress, and that really speaks to her very much. So that's what I'm sensing. I don't know if that could be your grandmother, Carol, because you said two names. You said Carol and Elizabeth, but I feel like there's a lot of it's someone that did like that. That did get really, really inspired by this world. Yes. That's what I'm sensing. Justin is saying, thank you. Yes, it resonates. It was my father who passed, who was in Iron Man, working with the iron. Yes, it's very, very strong person protecting you, is behind you. Yes, I really feel that way. Very, very strong, person. And but just remember, sometimes we think that spirits are, I don't know what we think, but we don't know where they are. But spirits like to be that you think of them, that you talk to them. You can, they are around, they are in there. Because once again, the thing that's very important to remember, we don't die. I mean, we transition to other dimensions. But as I said at the beginning of the show, what I saw when I was 21, and I did this Astro travel journey thing, and I went in this big cone of this cone in on top of the universe with all these lights that were actually people. That's when I understood that this is the connection we have. So we are always connected to people who crossed over. Their body is not here, but we're still connected, and we have a lot of different lives. So it's important for us to think of them sometimes, to have a thought of them, and to sometimes, let's say that you do something, you hear a song and it reminds you of someone that you like. I'll give you an example. Actually, today I went to buy flowers for a friend of mine. It's her birthday. And I saw these beautiful red flowers. I don't remember how it's called in English, but it's very beautiful. It has a lot of flowers like that. It looks like a grape of flower, and it's red. And I really don't know the name in English, but it doesn't matter. And these were my aunt's favorite flowers. And in fact, let me just see. Actually, I'm not wearing my ring, but I got a ring for my aunt that I love to wear. It's actually here. I usually wear it all the time. It's an emerald. I'm going to wear it now. So I went in the shop and I saw these beautiful flowers, and we used to call her the name of that flower, actually, because she loved them so much, and they're really beautiful. And I bought that for my friend's birthday, and it was really exciting for me because it reminded me of my aunt, and even now talking to you about it. So, I think she's happy that we are talking about her, that she's not forgotten, that because, some spirits look after us, they're here for us. So they like to also make them feel good, that we are aware that they are here, because maybe they're not in our world, but they're on the other side and they're here protecting us, or they have good things for us, So it's good to remember them and to really, remember the connection. And so whenever you remember someone, like I had this very good friend as well who died when he was 20, my friend Pierre, who had a car crash, and we used to be like brothers, like that's a while ago. But very often, it is someone that really wanted to be successful in entertainment, and we shared that passion for entertainment, and and we both wanted to go in Hollywood or do things, travel around the world. I did. He didn't because he passed away, obviously. But every time I have a bit of a success in my life, I like to think of him, and I can imagine him, behind me. And he was always laughing, and he was like a fun little brother for me. And so I think it's important, yes, to remember them, to think of them, and they are around, and we'll see them again. And they're not so far. They're not far at all. So it's important to remember them and to just to keep the connection, because we'll connect with them again anyway. So it's better to be prepared and to not disconnect from them unless we didn't like them or something happened. So then, and Renika is saying, yes, that sounds like her. She was very out there. So this is the grandmother. She was very girly, loved dressing. I think I did connect with your grandmother then, because the person I had was very much the description, like a little star, like very much about, but she appeared very young as well, like really Audrey Hepburn, big dresses, have fun, but in a very, very, very much like a star, I feel I very much feel like that. Sometimes spirit come or don't, sometimes you want to connect with someone and then it's another person that comes. So that happens very often. That's why I ask you to put a name, because otherwise I'm going to connect with, I don't know who. There's so many spirits spirits around. So it's just a little bit clearer for me if I have a name. And I think Renika, it was your grandmother that came across. So she's probably the one getting really excited about the wedding that you're mentioning, because she's all about wedding and dresses and lots of jewelry and sparkling and dancing. I think she really wants everyone to dance a lot at this wedding, because she was so, excited about dancing, and ballroom dancing, like dancing together with someone, not just dancing like this. More like really this kind of, I really see this kind of princess dancing ballroom. So I don't know if you're planning that for the wedding, but people need to dance like that, two by two. I could see her really, it's going to please her very much to see that everyone's really dancing in a very elegant way. So I hope I was able to bring you a bit of clarity tonight and a bit of reconnection with the different spirits. I want to remind you that the show is every Monday. I have skipped like a Monday or two, because I have to say, I'm doing a lot of readings as well for clients. Obviously, that's what I do all day long. People call me. I do private readings on Zoom. I'm a psychic and a medium, so I do readings with the tarot, with the cards, and also a medium session where we really reconnect in depth with a person that crossed over, and it's private, and it's a one-to-one. So that's what I'm doing, and sometimes it's a bit tiring. So the show, of course, my clients come first before the show, so that's why I haven't been able to. I've skipped like one or two shows, 1 or 2 Mondays. But anyway, there's 2 shows in the week. Monday is Talk to Spirit, and the other show is Friday. It's at the same time. It's 8 p.m. LA time, 11 p.m. New York time. That's on Friday, and this show is every Monday, which we just did. So I hope I will see you again next Monday. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not subscribed yet. It was a pleasure to be with you, and you take care. Have a wonderful weekend. And by the way, this is spring, so I feel the vibe is going to be better. I'm here in Mexico right now. There's more people coming, a lot of people from the US. There's a friend from Switzerland. People are starting to travel a little more and to feel more excited about the summer that's just around the corner. Okay, so you take care. I will see you soon, and thanks a lot for being here. Bye.